this is to Mark, we have had a series of intense struggles in this city for the last few years. What to do after the death of Mixed-Ray Brown to protect kids better. As I mentioned, a cut of $129 million in our education budget last year. Most recently, the very unfortunate policies administration cutting child care centers, firehouses. Mark, where were you when we were rallying and fighting? All of us were trying to do something on these issues. Where were you? And why didn't you participate in those efforts?
Two answers. First, you served well for 8 years, most recently as chair of a committee, leading the way after Mixed-Ray Brown's horrible death. Before then, when you were not in office, I was the Bill de Blasio when Elisa Izquierdo was killed. Actually, let me correct myself. Before she was murdered, I had raised the issue of why Child Welfare Administration had 3x5 cards, had too many cases per caseworker, and that kids would die unless Giuliani changed it. He attacked me as a publicity hound. And then she died. And then, at my suggestion, they fired the commissioner, hired Nick Scopetta, changed the name and changed the process. So, on an issue-by-issue basis, Bill, I think I did pretty well as the one leader in the city who stood up to Giuliani on that exact issue. Second, you're right, and your researchers are brilliant. I have not been in office in the last 8 years. I've been running Air America Radio, speaking nationally to progressives in the country at large about issues precisely like this. And props aren't allowed, so it won't increase sales of Change for America. 2 years ago, here's what I've been doing. I called John Podesta, the last chief of staff of Bill Clinton's White House. Let's do a book for whoever's president on how to change America. We've got 70 leaders around the country, including on issues like this, to do a book that President Obama is reading, in part because John Podesta ran his transition project later. I've tried to change policies like these nationally when I've been out of office, and now I intend to do it again with Change for New York. And congratulations on fighting for restoration. But why did you vote for a budget that cut this office 40%? You could do both.
You're at time.
Two responses. One, Mark, you didn't tell us why you couldn't find the time and energy to be involved on these issues when now you're interested in being a city office holder again. There was ample opportunity to join us in those struggles. You didn't do it. You should own up to it. And it's a big problem because they were urgent struggles affecting thousands and thousands of New Yorkers. On the budget, I made what I thought was a responsible decision. I want to protect child care centers, firehouses. When you talk to people who are going to lose a firehouse in their community or are going to lose a child care center, it was my responsibility to protect them. That was what I had to do in that budget.